Awesome. Okay, well, we might start. So firstly, I would like to welcome you all to our very first Tuesday's Testimonial Day here in New Zealand. It's been an absolute crazy week with our sales. So it's just been busy, and everybody's taking advantage of our massive Christmas sales. So that's really awesome. But today I'm very excited to be introducing to you Kirsty Taylor. Kirsty is from Palmerston, North New Zealand, and she's got a fantastic testimony to share with us. Kirsty is also an energy healer. So, Kirsty, would you like to, can we welcome you? Can you please start?
Thank you for that. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Nice to see these faces. So I got my wand, Iteracare wand, must have been about August last year, I think, as soon as I saw it and was introduced to it from an old friend that I had worked with and doing some energy healing work. It just straight away it pinged me, and I just knew that I had to get it. I have a son that has a bit of a terminal illness and disabilities. And at the time, we were staring down the barrel of a spinal surgery with rods needing to go in. He's had many surgeries in the past, and they're not fun for him, not fun for me, not fun for the whole family. And it takes a long time to recover. And just something in me was just like, we just don't want to have this surgery. There's another way. There's something else. There's something better. Don't need to have the surgery. We don't need to have the surgery. So when the wand crossed my path, it just sang to my heart, and I just knew. So anyway, I ordered it, and at that time, my one came from it had to come from Singapore, I think, to Australia and then to me. So it took about 6 to 8 weeks to get, and I just was like hankering. So as soon as I got it, straight onto my boy with it. He hasn't allowed me to do other energy work on him. He's, he was 19, so 19-year-old boy, gaming, go away, Mum, I don't want this, blah, 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 blah. But he loved the wand. He absolutely loved the wand. He could feel it. He could, obviously the warmth on the skin is lovely to start with, but he could feel the difference in the pain that he was having in his back. Hence the reason we were staring down the barrel of surgery, because he did have pain in his back. And the x-rays showed that he had problems. Do you want to mute them? He had problems with some of his vertebrae, with kyphosis and inflammation and bits and pieces like that. So we had a month before we were meeting with the surgeon again, having more x-rays, meeting with the surgeon, and then we were going to be looking at making the appointment for the actual surgery itself. And I was just like, right, we're just gonna wand every day for a month. And I literally went for as long as he wanted me to, as long as he could handle. And I started off wanding his hands and his feet, and he got used to that. And then I would wand his head, which he really liked because it made him feel kind of quite light and sort of fluffy and a bit floaty. And I wanded his back. So yeah, he really loved it when I wanded his back. And basically he just sat in a chair, and in his chair in his bedroom, still at the computer and at the PS4, playing his games while I sat behind him and wanded him. And some days it was like half an hour. Some days it was 20 minutes. Some days I actually managed to get up to like 50 minutes because I would just have it on. I might start off on number 1. 3 was too hot for him, so I'd start off on number 1, and then sometimes I'd take it down to 2, which was that cooler, slower heating system part, that number. And he felt the difference every single time, the pain that he was having, whether it be muscular because he was holding himself a certain way because of the pain in his spine. But yeah, basically our goal was to see if we could, at the end of the month, when we saw the surgeon and he had his x-rays, the goal was for the surgeon to say, look, I don't see that he needs surgery at this point in time, even though prior that decision was already kind of made. So just went hard for a month on all the different parts, his hips. And because I'm an energy healer too, I also worked on chakra points and just different meridians as well. He does have sternal wires from open heart surgery when he was younger. So I had to be aware of those, but I could go down either side. And I worked out that with his spine, instead of going straight at it, if I kind of went downwards, I could go down his whole spine and not be too worried about the sternal wires in the front. But he absolutely loved it. Anyway, we got to the appointment and got his x-rays done. This is in Starship Hospital, Children's Hospital in New Zealand, in Auckland, with the specialists there. Had the x-rays done. The surgeon checked him out, got him to do different movements and that sort of thing. And he said exactly what I was hoping to hear, which was, well, even though we were looking at it, I really can't see any reason to be throwing a knife at him at this point in time. So his pain doesn't seem to be very significant. There doesn't seem to be a lot of inflammation. He seems happy. His movement, his mobility is good. So he's like, we can always, we'll keep checking in maybe a year from now. But that's how insignificant the issues in his back then became after me wanting him for a month, for the surgeon to say we don't need to see him and to check his spine for another year. So we were like, yeah, it's a huge win. Absolutely huge win for the technology as well, I think. So yeah, that's my son. And I just every now and then, if he starts to feel a bit sore and a bit more pain, just spend a bit more time on there. It's just periodically now, to be honest. It's not every day. It's not even every week any longer. It's just periodically. If he starts to feel a bit tight, a bit twingy, then I get in there for however long he feels like, and give him a good wanding. So that's what I've done. Yeah, done with him. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kirsty. That's an absolute amazing testimony. I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for Jack that he's not in so much pain anymore. I think the power of this technology and the power of these wands are, is truly amazing. And we just really need to share and get it out there, especially here in New Zealand, because I do feel that we're just not quite, what's the word, open to a holistic approach in New Zealand. There's a lot of people who are very rigid and just don't even want to accept the whole holistic approach. So yeah, I think it's just, we just need to keep with it. And yeah, amazing testimony. Thank you so much for your time.
That's all good. No problems. My pleasure. I was going to also just say that I use it on myself every week. Sometimes it can be daily. Sometimes it can be every second or third day. And it really is, I use it for myself, like on my chakras and to clear my energy field. The energies and things lately have been very intense and very heavy energetically. And often I can feel blockages in my different sort of chakra points. And I actually use the wand to help clear those away so I can feel lighter and fresher and keep carrying on. So I love it for myself for that reason, as well as actually my partner cleared up a sinus infection wanding his face last year at one point too. So wanding his sinuses and his head and throat area. It was a fairly decent sinus infection, but he chose to use the wand and clear it that way rather than going to the doctors and getting antibiotics. And so that was amazing to watch as well.
Oh, Kevin, have you got a question?
I'm now unmuted. Yes. Kirsty, yeah, confirm it's the red classic one that you've got.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to know also how others are progressing with treatments using the premium and the pro. But the other thing that sort of there's three things. The second thing that came to mind is 19-year-old in front of a computer playing games. How many hours a day?
Oh, look, he's disabled, and that's literally all he can do. So it's all the time. It's all the time.
As a holistic practitioner, have you got amethyst crystals? Have you got anything around the computer to try and diffuse the bad frequency?
The EMF. I do have a couple of crystals sitting there, but he also just knocks them off the table and they go flying and all sorts all the time as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just something that came to mind that, you know, being holistic, you're looking at his diet, you're looking at this, you're trying to get him out in the sun with vitamin D, blah, 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 blah.
Trying.
Yeah, you know,
Firstly, we need to have some more sun in New Zealand, but yeah.
That's sort of what I'm picking up. The other holistic thing that came to mind, have you got the knowledge, or do you know an acupuncturist that could check on his meridians and yes, work on that area of the spine? But an acupuncturist might say, go to liver 3 or go to small intestine 5 and work on that to get his chakras, get that whole system flowing to help with the healing.
Yeah, so I did, there is actually a chart that shows you those different points and the meridians. And so I have used those because he's got the sternal wires after open heart surgery. I couldn't wand his heart chakra. So then I had to go to those points, the acupuncture points and the meridians, and do it that way. Yeah.
No, you're certainly onto it, and it sounds fascinating, and you certainly need a medal for the work you're doing. I know a few friends that have got kids in similar positions, and it's hard work. Well done.
Thank you.